そうだ、味方だぜ。
Hello, and welcome everyone to D6, where I, am bringing together a whole bunch of friends from across the internet to play on a D&D livestream show. So, before we begin tonight, as always, I do want to kind of press upon the concept of being supportive of the show and all that fun stuff. So if you guys are ever interested in that, don't forget to check out the Patreon down below. You'll see, the TV head character next to a Patreon symbol. It really does help, and as the year does kind of go on, it really does, begin to show that your support really does help keep things going, and it helps me, afford half the things that I do for this show. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and we're gonna go ahead and jump on into tonight's game. Hello everyone, you may awaken.
Howdy.
Awaken.
Oh wow.
Good evening. He-woo. My friends, tonight is our
Quite Bracky.
Bracky.
What? I'm an asshole.
Bracky.
People get too nice. I need to take them down.
I love you, Bracky.
Love you, Bracky. It's our 50th episode. And 2 more will be halfway through the campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
was Reverse Arc supposed to end 25 episodes ago?
When was ours supposed to begin?
at any point in time, Jesus Christ, I did not expect it.
It doesn't feel like it.
I do apologize. Anyways, well, luckily we have so much going on. And I do want to thank everyone for the past 50 episodes. I do want to thank you guys for the past 50 episodes, and everyone that has helped support the show, and also our friends who come on and guest. My water assaulted me earlier today. I'll tell that story later. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump on into tonight's episode of D6.
Also remember to heal, y'all.
Yeah. I did.
Okie dokie.
Dang it, Boo.
What?
The one who forgot to heal.
Oh.
I too forgot to heal. It's okay.
Damn it, Caitlin.
It. No, I just did. That's why I said it.
Yeah,
so
what
that you weren't like me.
So what happened was that Helena was listening on the door, and then just got us a door smacked on her face for 20 points of damage.
I can believe it, considering River's a bitch.
Garo just bonked his head on top of the door.
There you go.
All right, so where we had last left off is our adventurers have managed to fly across the Bordean Sea along with an old companion, Urzer. after their escapades and adventures, meeting with a primordial dragon, dealing with the assault of a Remoraz on the Diamond Enclave, and removing an ice hag who had long been there, causing much of trouble, and especially recently with this Remoraz under her control. After her defeat, everyone got their souvenirs from the Diamond Enclave.
What?
That's what you did. That's what you
You got
did.
a nice fish.
Yeah, you got a really
Sure,
nice
okay.
fish for a couple of gold. And flew across the Bordean Sea and made headway to Vale. During this trip, River expressed her feelings towards their companion Urzer, revealing a bit more about her history, and also expressing their romantic interest. Urzer not having too much of an idea until much more honestly spoken, and after which a very surprising motion of love was expressed. After finally landing in Vale, everyone departing, leaving Urzer to his mission back into the South Forest. So, what do you guys do?
Well, why do we get information regarding all this stuff?
All right, so
I
the
assume
hags.
we're doing that research during the.
Okay, so the hag's research and a lot of her notes and stuff are not just only like encrypted, but like it does take you guys a bit of time. So make an Arcana check. Especially to those who can read Elven.
Oh, well,
I can't read at all, so why even bother?
Yep.
That's a 12 for me.
All right, so as far as a lot of these notes have gone, these are records of deals that have been made with this very lovely creature. A lot of it detailing some experimentation with creatures that she has traveled, nearly across all of Erdseheimel in order to perform a certain experiment or to fulfill a deal with those around. And most of her work is usually up in the mountainous areas, much like Kelixmeyer in Wallenstein, well within Fiveris, and also the snow-gotten peaks of Auraria, or Alanon. Ugh.
Alright.
Is there any specifics that you would like to try and look up?
Is there... talking about the dude that smelled like acid and all that mumbo-jumbo, was there any kind of date, or does that look recent or old, or what does that look like?
Yeah, because
Make an investigation check.
We need to warn the Silver Dragon.
Yep. Investigation. That's a 21.
21. Given the feel of the paper, the smell, its rather icy, damaged form. It's probably been there for maybe 20-ish, 30 years. In trying to find some cross-sections with this individual in specific, as the story goes, he was ousted by a competing form within one of the mountain ranges of Alanon. He wanted to curse the mountainside so that way it would not only hurt the people that he was leading, as a tyrant, but it also describes, you know, how this creature would be able to avoid certain detections from the opposing force.
Now, if I recall correctly, did the dragon detail her encounter with the black dragon? The silver dragon? What's her face?
Madame Elise, yes, she did note that she had chased a former dragon that had once stayed on the mountainside of White Dragon Summit.
Well, don't think that's of any major importance right now. I could perhaps bring it to her attention.
Isn't it? There was something about poisoning her and cursing her.
Well, this is quite a few years old. So I think this might have been the plan back then. Granted, of course, we can still, you know, bring it to her attention, but I don't know.
It would be the courteous thing to do.
It would be. I just don't necessarily think it's as valid. Because she's already chased the thing away, if it is who I think it is.
And
Do
would
we
have
have
not likely come back.
Possibly.
Is there an agenda? Is there a schedule for this hack? Like, go here this date, or no?
Usually
Meeting with the girls at 5 p.m.
As far as the documents entail, every deal that she has ever made is often in order to trade riches for misery, or giving something important from their well-being in order to commence this hex. It's not uncommon for creatures as, you know, ageless as Fae to not give their time, but this one, every so rarely will the moon be noted.
Alright. Well, how long has it been since Madame Elise has said, you know, I'll tell you when Kidlet's gonna hatch?
As far as you guys knew, it was going to be about a month before the egg was bound to hatch.
And we have been traveling for
How long?
a 10 day.
We're about a week, right?
You guys are about,
I feel like it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We did something else too.
you guys are about 16 days in from her initial prediction.
Alright.
And she said she would alert you when it happens.
Yeah, get a notification pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has us on speed dial.
she has you on this magical transportation door on what's it? A prepared spell.
No, the world just pauses and we just hear ding 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 ding.
You've got mail. Well, I don't know if... and she pushes the document over to Canis. I don't know if you want to alert her. I think you're the only one who'd be able to. At least right now. But... he shrugs. Again, I'm not sure if it's of major importance this second, especially since the hag's dead.
Fair. But she's probably paranoid enough that she might already know that it's coming.
Possibly.
The last thing I want to do is just annoy a dragon for no reason, however.
For no reason, you're telling her that she's still being trying to be poisoned and killed.
And you're checking up on your son.
That too. Or daughter.
True. Sending. Bringing up this whole poison thing and... How long? Sorry, I've just been on an odd head state today.
No worries, dude.
Same here.
25 words,
It's
I
okay.
remember.
Yeah, it was 25 words.
Yeah. Really, it's just bringing up the poisoning thing and trying to finish off with how the egg is doing.
right. In a matter of 25 words, how does that go?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to use all 25 words, but like.
I don't know.
You want to help with that?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Found document for assassination, possible poisoning, mentions of
Black Dragon?
Black Dragon,
That's 10.
used hag. How's the egg?
Okay.
Stay alert? Yeah.
Stay alert. Stay alert. PS. How's the egg doing?
See how it's doing. Are you pooping? No.
After a moment as you send the words into the ether, you hear Elise as she returns back. That is useful information to know. The egg is doing well. Thank you for asking. And that's it.
Alright, she's aware now.
Neat.
Splendid. Alright, that's that chore done.
Oh yeah, I've been doing this every day, but hey, let me use my charge of the day. I'm gonna go Thundercats War and get sight beyond sight to see how my parents are doing.
All right.
Aren't we there? Aren't we at Vale?
I'm using scrying.
Yeah, but aren't we at the house where they're
Oh,
staying?
I thought we were still in the
No, you guys are at Vale.
yeah, Vale, where we dropped Erser off the ship.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Now
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
Yeah, no, you guys are at Vale. Okay, so as you
Oh, thunder.
as you draw Starbreaker and you begin to focus as your vision pulls out and away, travel thousands of miles across, and as you finally meet back within the home,
Oh, don't do this to me.
no, what's your DC again?
Hi. It's crying. Oh, I seen the freaking description. Starbreaker.
I think it was.
Are they building a goddamn immunity? Okay.
It's not immunity.
I know. No, what I mean is that I've been using this so much that they're building a goddamn immunity. Let's see. DC 16.
16? Okay. Alright. So, this is probably one of those rare moments where it feels like the city is almost rejecting you.
God damn it!
But it doesn't, as it does fail. This is one of those very few times where every, and this is something that I had to remember about Aurario in and of itself, its inner ring is supposed to have a certain level of rejection for divination magic. So that way, other countries couldn't spy inside in the castle.
I don't think it's supposed to.
be rejected.
Yeah. So, as you are getting closer and closer to the castle, you feel like it's trying to push you away more, but as you are reaching to the Matili's household, it doesn't pull you out. As you look inside it does seem like your parents are being taken care of. Within the immediate vicinity of you, you see Isaac, who is currently preparing what looks like to be some strange Lumerian dish. It seems flat, and something on top of it that kind of beckons your calling as a halfling towards cheese.
It's a fucking
Got
pizza, isn't
motherfucking
it?
Pizza!
black bread. Oh, hell yeah.
Pizza.
It's finally invented.
Give me that stuffed crust.
So
Invented or rediscovered, since it's a guy from God knows how long ago making it.
That's a good question.
who knows? Who knows? You're gonna have to ask Isaac. He's currently the cook of the house.
Oh man,
Do
those
you
guys
put
had.
pineapples on it?
Oh, you heretic!
Why would you put pineapples on something like that?
I don't know. It just seems exotic.
Sounds gross.
Why would you mix fruit and cheese?
You don't know what it tastes like.
Don't want to know what it tastes
Sounds
like.
revolting.
Disgusting.
The first official argument in this entire game is whether or not pizza in this world should have fruit on it or not.
Shouldn't.
I mean,
How is this an argument?
Oh god.
My parents are fine.
Oh, that's good. Well,
It's just I've been a little nervous. I did tell you guys that I saw the snake lady and said they can find me, but so they're going to be doing old school. I don't know if they're going to be searching for me, kidnapping more halflings, or if they're going to go after my parents. And
Are you guys still on your airship?
I mean, guess so.
Yeah.
Just good to know.
I suppose so.
I don't know if you guys are walking into the city or not. That's the reason I was asking.
Wait,
does
which city?
Vale have an airship dock?
It is. That's where you guys are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably unless anybody wanted like to grab anything while we were in here. I suppose we'd be on the airship.
Nah, they probably have nothing
Yeah.
other than fish.
You probably ate the fish already.
Probably.
The only thing that I want is back in town, so...
So here in Vale, we have nothing like of communications or anything, things we need to check up, except your friend. But she already knows everything of this. I mean, I don't know if you. How long is it from here to Oraria? On foot?
On foot,
like
it
3 weeks.
on foot it takes about 3 weeks, or 3 to 4 weeks. On airship, it takes about 3 to 4 days.
But do we know what she took?
Yeah, did she train back here, or did she fly, or?
As far as you guys are probably aware, she probably either took the train, which is significantly faster in the sense of just like it's an electric train, powered by lightning.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but it still needs a track. It's not like it could make a straight line like we did.
Yeah, it does. It does follow a certain track, as one was built shortly after Lemuria. The engine was rebuilt back in Wallenstein and Killixmire, so it's pretty much running right now, and that's pretty much as far as you guys are aware. There is no track
Sure.
running to the north end, though.
We're gonna go to a Lumerian ruin. It's going to say Brooklyn. Just the Statue of Liberty halfway there. No! You blew it up, you maniac!
The Statue of Liberty with the Pillar Man's face, and it's the Statue of Tyranny.
I'm gonna name
Shoot the
cars with a K now.
No, not the Lincoln Memorial, but it's cars.
Anyway.
But did we beat her here?
No, it's been like 10 days.
Yeah.
So she will already be here. But what good is that to us?
Yeah. Well, is our next stop going to be Lowbandle?
River just pauses for a second.
I think we should return home for one last time, just in case.
We need to gather our forces, I guess. According to the ancient dragons, we should be fine. Killing.
Well, why don't we consult the other dragons first?
Yeah, we were supposed to do that, but then we were rushed. But I don't know.
I mean, there is one that you guys can consult, but it is currently in another dimension.
Yeah, in the Feywild. Fuck
Yeah,
that place.
Feywild. We go there, we
Yeah,
come
but-
back, it's like 3 years later. Good.
But what about the Underdark? What about that guy?
Ugh.
Yeah, the tower thing?
Yeah.
Do we know the location of that, or can we... Oh.
So
Helena-
as far
I
as
think
the vision
Helena knows
as far as your vision goes with the with Ventus is that there are two towers that are exactly opposite of each other. There is the Nox Tower and the Lux Tower. One is at the highest point in Erdseheimel, which is the Bordean Canyons. The problem with the Bordean Canyons is that you need to be a skilled airshipman in order to actually navigate it and then reach to the top. Because at a certain point, the elevation maximizes on the airship.
But here's the thing. That guy in that tower hates people.
Yeah. As far as
also-
the personalities of each one is that one is not very fond of human beings. The other one is so or so more than willing to help.
This is fetish. Well,
then-
here's the thing, though. Why do we need to go to the towers at the moment? We were thinking of the towers to capture... What his fuck?
The
Oh
Lumerian
yes, the Lumerian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I still think we should give it some kind of consideration.
We kind of were already told. Either we take care of the Lumerian by ourselves by hand, or we steal him.
And we don't know really how to do that because the one dragon that told us that didn't really tell us how, now didn't it?
He just said to do it ourselves.
Well, perhaps one will be willing to give some more useful advice, yes?
From what I remember, they didn't care.
Well, it's still worth a shot. Maybe we can convince them.
Well, here's the thing. I do believe that, yes, at some point we could probably ask the dragon more about the Lumerian. However, I am not sure that is the single most pressing matter right now.
You're also down a single army.
What?
You're also down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to die. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Also,
well,
we need to find my brother.
Right, because of the platinum hammer that he had. And stole from me.
Well, alright then, but I still think we should give it a shot some other time.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. More information, the better.
As you note your brother, you do remember there being a single raven within the docks here. Kind of just looking over all of you.
Oh yeah, there was a mangy bird.
Yeah, I'm paranoid of ravens at this point.
Yeah.
Oi!
Hmm?
I just kind of do motions of shushing. See how he reacts.
I mean, is the bird actually here?
As far as you can see, it's towards the exit area, as it's just kind of sitting there doing really weird bird things.
Why? This is
Weird bird things is just
What is this?
weird bird things is just bird things.
He's just over there going, squaw!
It's a bird, what else would it do?
Birds
Dude,
are weird,
that's
man. What do you want from me?
I'm going to approach the raven. See how he reacts, considering all the situation with the Raven Queen we have been dealing with.
All right. As you begin to approach, it lets out a single caw at you, River, and then flies out from the exit and into the town.
Does it stop at any point, or like visible from me, or?
As far as you can see, it is getting a little too far away for you to take a guess at.
I'm transforming and flying after it.
Alright.
Well, come along then. I think River wants to follow the Raven. Best she doesn't get lost on her own.
Chasing birds.
Seems like a fun pastime.
We have no idea. When there's a bunch of peaches in the ground, just chase those motherfuckers.
Yeah. As you are beginning to fly around, trying to catch up at full speed, this creature only flying at half speed, or at their normal speed, you manage to catch up as quickly as possible before it starts actually challenging you. And at a certain point, you are flying a majority around Vale trying to catch up to this thing. So, I need you...
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
As this creature's form to make a dexterity check.
Raven stats?
Yeah. I might be able to check for you.
Raven. Dexterity check?
Yep.
Okay. Come fill me now. Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Alright.
Dragon heists, dice.
So, as the first big duck, as you both start diving into the ground, as you both begin to pull up and through several buildings. As for the rest of you trying to chase down with what is this red and black bird flying throughout the city, they just managed to go over some buildings, and they're just too far away for you guys to get close to. And you're trying your best to find and keep up with this creature. So, who has the highest perception?
I have a 0.
I'm aware.
How's yours, Mal?
3.
Mine's a 5.
All right, so you having the eye of a hawk, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Rick. It's not amazing. 11?
11?
Okay.
Okay. As you think that you managed to see with what looks like to be this other blackbird just beginning to now fly across. There's no redbird following it, but it might be because it got away from River, and that's the one that you think might be the right one.
There it is. Come on, let's go change the mage, you little rat. Chase the mage, you little rat.
Alright. So, River,
What's that?
as you are chasing down this opposing raven as you guys are flying throughout the city of Vale. At a certain point, it begins to try and climb up what looks like to be this tower, as it is flying up and around and flapping as hard as it can to get up towards the spire of it.
Still making chase.
Alright. As a few minutes passes, it managed to finally ascend to the top of the tower. As you pass through, you see the light from the sun as it is cresting the horizon blind you. And as you blink and turn away, you see a single figure standing at the top of the spire, just around the edge. About halfling size.
Black clothes.
Seems to have what looks like to be a single cloak as it covers the left half of his side of his body with looks like to be this black feathered cloak on the top.
Red hair dyed black a little bit.
It's completely red hair.
Kill it.
I nuke it now. I go back to my normal form.
Alright. So you land on the side, begin to walk around. The wind up here is audible. But as you walk closer, you see what looks like to be a unflinched Leroy.
Yeah, I'm punching him in the face.
Make an attack roll.
I'm not trying to kill him, but I'm rerolling that one.
Rolling that one.
Get your goddamn mouth.
It just keeps happening.
For a 21.
21. Alright. That definitely beats it as you literally walk over and clock him across the face. Alright. I deserve that.
Oh, come on, he didn't collapse or something. I punched really hard, man.
He no-sold it.
I'm inside that Kano's decapitating you. Where were you? Why did you do that? We were supposed to be doing this together.
You had things to take care of. And so did I.
River is just going to approach him, trying to make sure no tears are seen, as she hugs him. Maybe a little too hard, to make sure he feels the pain, but also knows that it's a friendly hug that causes his spine to crunch a little bit.
As you begin to try and hold Leroy as close as possible. It's almost as if, like, he's not really in need of breath, and his physical form is far more complete this time, as he's not as fragile as before, being an undead.
Are you done with your chores then?
Yeah.
What about me?
You look
You
ready.
kept telling me I wasn't ready. What can you tell now?
You look ready.
No more escapades?
No more lies.
Pinky promise?
As he raises his hand and extends a pinky. For old time's sake.
And let's find a way to keep to keep you and Canis away from each other.
Actually, before, I need to probably explain this better.
Would you prefer to do this just with me or with everyone together?
Together.
Then let's get everyone together.
Alright.
Because I'm pretty sure they are going to love hearing this.
Alright.
Now, how do we go down from here?
As he looks down, you see what is a passing raven as it finally crosses in front of both of you. You see Leroy as it melds into the shadow of this creature and it flies away.
Okay, very well. Turning back into a tiny bird and flying back behind him.
Alright.
He has a bird express.
As for you guys, you're somewhere along the west side of Vale. The other direction of where this thing went. As you guys finally track down, this isn't a fucking raven, it's a crow!
Gosh
Stupid.
darn it! They look the same!
And they
It's
sound
just-
the same too.
It's just shitting on a statue. Oh, what does it mean?
What do you mean it's my fault? You didn't say anything.
I followed you because you were the one that found the right bird. Apparently you were wrong.
Well, how was I supposed to know they look the same? It's a black bird. It goes caw.
They look the same to me.
Yeah, see? He agrees with me.
Everything looks the same to him.
All I see is nothing but black.
Gesturing at Garu. See?
You still agreed with me.
Yeah.
In the air. What are those idiots doing?
Well, how are we supposed to find them? Gosh darn it! She'll just yell into her ring. River!
Ah!
As you do, you get an audible response of a river shouting back through the ring.
Where are you?
Flying around.
Great. Where?
Great question. Maybe back at the docks.
All right. I found them. We'll go back to the docks.
Also, keep Canis in good mood.
Oh, why?
Just do it.
We can all talk through these rings, River. What?
I don't want to.
This is the equivalent of trying to server mute somebody, but he's still talking to everybody else.
Yeah.
You can practically feel Canis's shadow looming over her through the ring.
Oh god, it's so huge. It's just well, I found someone. And I need you specifically, Canis, to not kill him.
What?
I found my brother.
Well, that saves a trip.
Yeah.
You guys remember that the last known location of Leroy was in Vale.
Wasn't he in the south?
Yeah, after he finished up what he was doing there, he went to Vale.
Yeah, but like last time I checked on him, he was in the south. I didn't know he went to Vale.
Guess I might have done the hobo thing and just hopped on a train.
Probably.
No, he was south of Vale. He probably returned back, being this, the biggest city.
Gotcha.
I give Canis a look. How's he looking?
I have words for him.
No. Can one of those words not be die? Canis? Okay, thank you.
Well, I'm just glad you're in good health for a dead man.
Let's go meet at the docks, guys.
While we're walking, I just give a little side glance to Canis. Are you going to kill him? Couldn't tell. You always look very angry.
He has resting Canis face.
You do. You have resting Canis face. I can never quite tell.
He was born angry.
she just holds his chin and makes her look at him. Look at her. Use your words, darling.
No, I won't kill him.
Thank you. All right, let's go.
All right, so as you guys head back about what had been a 30-minute chase to you guys finding a random crow within the west area of Vale, you guys return back to the docks in the southern area. As you guys begin to board, you all see what is a nervous-looking River and a rather unmoved and stoic-looking Leroy.
Ta-da!
Wow, you haven't changed at all.
Neither have you.
That's a bit debatable.
Canis will just slowly walk up to him and backfist the little bastard.
All right, make an attack roll.
17.
17? Could be a hard no. His AC has went up since he's been gone.
I mean, he hits him, but he doesn't do damage.
I was gonna say, doesn't do anything though.
Yeah. So as you try to backhand him, you see him raise with what looks like to be this blackened metal armor as it loudly clangs against both backhands.
Question. Can we technically say that I'm flanking with Canis?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
You just hold his arm down.
Yeah, I want him to get hit.
No.
Oh, come on.
He's not getting hit twice in the same day.
Oh, you wanna bet?
Oh, if I wanted to hit him, I could really hit him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get hit twice in the same day. Especially in the face.
Boy, howdy, I hope he likes taking 5d8 plus another 2d6 radiant damage.
This fucking explodes. It's fine. He's going to come back tomorrow.
Oh, like killing him would matter.
Oh, like having to go to a fucking Raven Queen temple is gonna matter. Nearest one here is Killixmeyer, guys.
Oh, he can just... Don't worry. He'll just come back at the next bonfire and he can come get his corpse.
So, as both your gauntlets meet, the loud noise that it emanates from, you all cover your ears before. I understand you're upset.
Do you now?
As I had warned you that this is not for you. This is important for all of you to hear. Because at the end of this journey, mine, Rivers, this is the only way to stop Zahir. At first,
Is this okay with the? Is this okay with the Raven Queen killing another god?
At first, I didn't know what the words meant on the hammer. In time, it came to my realization that when it is found, that's when it can be used.
Okay.
When a god is struck with this hammer, when a majority of the gods have agreed that one here is too much, they grant the hammer its blessing. And with a single strike, it will render a god mortal. In return, its wielder will die.
But how does that work with an undead?
A good question. If the wielder simply dies, that's not much of a penalty for you, now is it?
Unless it ends up being permanent this time.
Like soul crushing?
There will be nothing left of me. There won't be a soul to bring back. There won't be anything.
Are you okay with this?
When I made my deal, I knew what I was asking for. She asked me what I would give, and I said everything.
We're always the all or nothing guy.
So now you see why I had to take it. I had to go away because there were still various people out there after you guys. Anybody that came near me died. I removed it from the equation.
And what have you been doing?
Removing threats was here. Some of this cult tried to make it towards the south. Contraband, slaves, you name it. I got rid of them. With all their trade being cut off from the south, I only simply had to wait here until their next move. And luckily, due to all your guys' efforts, they haven't been able to make much of one outside of Lowbondle.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I still would not dare to step into that town.
So, we're not ready?
We're ready.
Oh, you meant before by yourself.
By myself, no.
Oh.
But we are walking into the snake's den there.
Quite literally.
The moment we do, our minds, the very things that we are threatened.
Do you know about the Emerald Enclave?
It was one of my first stops. When I tried to make it there, it was already gone. I couldn't enter.
That I believe they said was in the Feywild, yes? Somehow?
Mm-hmm. Did we discover why they went to the Feywild?
So, as far as you guys have an understanding, whenever the Emerald Enclave is in danger, what they do is that
The Banff.
yeah, the entirety removes itself from the prime material plane and temporarily puts itself into the Feywild. It's usually having to do with something with the entire Emerald Enclave being in danger, or if their leadership is falling apart. This gives them a bit of time to kind of recover and seek guidance from the Seelie, or for those who take no sides well within the Feywild, in order to rebuild and construct a way to recover.
The thing is that the leader of the Emerald Enclave was offering me her help with an army. But they're gone. So we are down one. Unless we find a way to bring them back.
Well, can you go there?
It's the Feywild!
It's not exactly reliable coming back.
Coming back is the challenge, yes.
If we go and come back in an hour, it can be from 1 hour to 1 second to a year to 10 years.
Have you
Time is
tried?
convoluted.
Well, what about that kind fellow that we befriended? Maybe he has a way to get us back home safely.
I don't think we can talk with him without Lionel.
All right.
Yes, he was quite fond of Lionel. Not only that,
Also
it's still...
unsure how useful an army would be, considering
sure.
what's going on there.
I'm sure an army would be useful, but the problem is, if they leave because of troubles, then...
Yeah, the problem is know what caused them to escape. Was it here?
Helena holds up a finger. Hold this thought for a moment. And she's going to pull out her mask for her from her master. I'm just going to put it on.
Okay.
Siren?
A moment passes before you hear. Hello?
Hello?
A familiar voice.
The fuck?
Siren?
No.
Who is this?
New mask who this?
Who knew who asked who this?
You can hear the slight breathy tone of this new being as you try to speak into the mask. My name is unimportant. Curious as who you are, but the tone is so familiar.
There is Siren.
Oh, him. It has been many moons since I have heard of such a name. Did he give you this?
Where is he?
All in good time. Voice beyond the void. All in good time.
Helena?
You see Helena is just like stock still. She wrenches the mask off. And she looks at Canis. Can you still scry?
He'll try scry. Has he met him? I think he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, once. A couple of times,
Yeah,
actually.
the once. Yeah, he'll try scrying on him.
All right. As you close your eyes and you're trying to envision Helena's teacher as you are pulled out and thrown across thousands of miles of open green and yellow fields, you are led back to Aurario, where he is currently deep in a book. The mask set aside way beyond any of his findings, but it's over there, but he is intent on one of his books.
He looks fine, though?
He looks perfectly, healthy as an elf can be.
Okay. He'll zip back out of it. He's doing fine. So either something is wrong with the mask or something is wrong with this.
Helena looks like dead worried now.
Who were you
Did you-
talking to with that?
Yeah.
Didn't say their name.
Did you recognize their voice?
Did I?
No.
Oh. Helena shakes her head. I don't know who that was. They knew him. I don't know.
Hmm.
They said that I was familiar, I guess, or at least my voice was.
That's troubling.
Yeah. How does that mask exactly work, Helena? Is it just a mask-to-mask thing, or...?
Do I know anything about how that mask works?
As far as you are aware, it was given to you?
Yeah?
But every time you've tried to use it in order to contact Siren, it's never worked.
That's
It worked
true.
once. No, it worked. It did work once. It worked after we got back from the Feywild the first time.
As far
Here's a
as-
phone to call me whenever you need. I'm not very reliable though.
It might.
Oh man, it's me with Discord.
It might be due to in part that there's probably more than one of these masks. And it might be listening. It's a matter of if you have the mask on.
Helena's gonna just shove it into the bag of holding. Didn't like that one bit.
Not a very
Just kind
useful
of.
communication device now, is it?
She shrugs. She's still wringing her hands, but... Well, hopefully, maybe we can ask him later then. I'd hoped maybe he'd had contact with the Feywild or something, but... She still looks worried.
You said he's fine. Where is he?
Still at
Asking
the.
Davis.
He's still at the Library of Ione.
He's still studying at the library back in Auraria.
Great, the one we can go in.
I can,
Maybe
probably.
he can, yes. Probably.
Well, at least he's safe.
Hope. I still feel better if I can see him, though. Not going to lie. It gave me a good spook.
So let's see. Let's pull out the list. Okay, we got the hammer, we got Leroy, the information, we know we're gonna go after Zahir. We lost an army, we need to notify the Silver Dragon. Do we need to notify your friend, Canis?
It would be good, yes. Although I'm still concerned, I doubt an army would serve very well in Low Bandle, considering its current state. Sneaking in will be a better option.
Well,
She.
here's my thought. Can agree or deny or expand or whatever. At the very least, to use any armies to lure the major guards out. Gives us time to go in.
Not to mention, we need to see how the king reacted to the situation. He is now aware that Low Bandle is being, controlled by an evil force. So wait, bringing an army is a bad idea. Why? Because they can get...
Because, say, half of them fall under whatever magical control is there.
And what if all of us are controlled?
Well,
Less dangerous than an army deciding to attack itself, or just leaving.
here's the other thing. Hopefully, I mean, we'd obviously have to ask around, but perhaps we can get some kind of protection. She says, kind of tapping her temple. I think Canis might already have one. Hopefully that would work.
Every time I ask for something that can protect us, it either doesn't exist or can be made.
Well, didn't you ask... Actually, no, I don't think I was there for that one. Never mind.
As
No, I was there
Leroy
for that
looks
one.
at you, Helena. Question. You're from the Feywild, yes?
Yes.
What about... well, him?
I assume you're talking about the king.
Oh,
Being-
yeah, it's gonna go great.
Well, he does have a great deal of pull throughout the entirety of the Feywild. He might be able to, help us not only with the Enclave, but also help us with, I guess, what? The temporal problem?
We're not exactly on good terms with him now, are we?
No, he's quite annoyed with me right now.
Not to mention, you already said so. Getting in the army is going to be pointless.
Helena just kind of ponders quietly for a minute.
So do we just stealth in into a Low Bandle?
It's not exactly my strong suit, but seems to be our best option.
The guy can always see where we are, though. He seems to be able... Zahir seems to be able to just stop us at any point. I don't think we're going to be able to get a foot in that city without him knowing.
Would I know if the king would have any like way around, the mind control?
He is a creature as old as time has begun. Probably known as, the first Fae after the gods had created Urzi-Heimel. He's very, very strong in mind, and his abilities can often be perceived as something that can be emitted to others. There are various warlocks that probably listen to him and his demands.
Oh, they subscribe to their patron.
Yeah.
So, in other words, probably.
High probable chance, yeah. Considering that you yourself are, immune to charms, a creature that has grown in strength and power since the beginning of time, not totally impossible.
Well,
Helena whines.
No, it's not impossible for him to have it. But the fact that he wouldn't even let you speak last time, why is going to grant us the chance that he's going to be so nice as to allow us to leave the Feywild without dealing with that shit, the time thing, and also grant us the ability to be able to support an army against mind control?
While River is ranting, Helena just has her head in her hands, pinching the bridge of her nose. There's a way around it.
Well, bringing the man in red?
That too. In fact, I'd prefer that, because then it would, make me not have to do a last-ditch effort.
What should I say?
There's a thing that the king has that would basically... Oh, how do I describe it?
Thinking of stealing from him?
No, of course not. I don't have a death wish.
Hmm.
But... How would I describe this, Yarrow?
It is known as a test. This is basically as it would be described as the final trial. It is basically it is known as the reflection. This entire endeavor is known to many of the Unseelie as this is what drives them to madness. And those who prefer not to try and become an Unseelie often face the reflection as this means of proving to the king that it's what you're willing to accept. The responsibilities of being a part of the Seelie. You can still revoke his demands at the end of it, and that would leave you with no home here, but there are those who go through the reflection and come out not themselves. And it is described as a form of madness.
Yeah, all that.
No,
So every option we have is something that either drives us insane or sounds completely impossible.
Well, the good thing is it would probably only be me. The other good thing is I do believe it's curable as well.
But still.
There's 2 potential armies in the Feywild right now. One of which can potentially get rid of, if not at the very least completely block it. Be able to overwhelm them immediately, as opposed to potentially having our own armies lured inside and completely turning against us, as well as possibly ourselves. The only potential sacrifice, if we cannot find the man in red himself, would just be me.
Can't let you do that. We're a team.
It's not like I'd be dead.
We'll go insane. You're already crazy, but even more?
Helena smirks a little. Again, potentially curable.
Well, you said curable and then potentially curable.
Well, yes, it would be curable. It would just really be the potential of how long.
You're an elf. You're not exactly good with time, now are you?
Don't know what you mean. I'm fantastic with time. I have all the
What
time
time
in the
is
world,
it right
really.
now?
I don't know what time is it.
As you stare up to the sky with this TV head man going, it is currently starting to hit closer towards dusk as the sun begins to set towards the south.
Yeah, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's about 6 at night. Probably a little bit closer towards 7.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that option.
I don't really like it either. We've already lost too many allies. We don't need to risk another one.
We're expecting to be able to do this, and he grants us our quote-unquote wish of help. I don't think. I was so sure we were going to be able to do this. We're just going to walk in with your clerics and just tell us here to give us our money.
Something always seems to get in our way now, doesn't it? This is getting so tiresome. Why couldn't this be so straightforward?
Because that's life, Kara. Life isn't straightforward.
So we either go to the Feywild, attempt for Helena to do her test, go crazy, get kicked out of her entire family and friends, and we are unable to come back without dealing with the time shifting, or we go in stealth mode and hope for the best. Lionel? He's not here. He cannot help us with the electrical guy. Leroy? What do you think?
If we go in ourselves, we end up facing Zakir and many, many of his people. If we even cash in all of our chips now, high chance possibility we might be able to beat the forces that are within Lobandal with severe civilian casualties. But we do cash all of our chips in now, it's winnable. We go in alone, less so. If we go in with the full force, and we are absolutely 100% prepared, if we get the last piece of the puzzle, we could end up saving more lives than they are costed.
Okay.
There has to be something else at least. Something to at least help us just a little bit. Maybe we're not really looking in the right place.
I think we're looking in the right place, but the only thing that can help us is something that is going to cost us.
Back in another thought. Maybe... I hate to bring this up again, but maybe the primordial dragons can tell us at least something to... or like point us in the right direction to deal with this. But dealing with the floating city or whatever is like, that's something to be done later. Yeah, I know that, but maybe there's something else we can find to help us with this situation instead. Maybe they know that.
We need to be careful with our keys. Not to mention the nearest primordial dragon is, I don't know, 5 days back to the way we came from?
No, it would be about 2.5 days to get to the canyon, but once again, you need someone that is skilled at traversing it and being able to ascend to its highest point.
What's enough for the tower?
The tower is at the top of the Bordean Canyons, which is the highest point in Erzheimel.
No, but that was for the tower. That was the towers to seal the guy.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the doors for the dragons. Are they the same place?
Those towers hold the gates to the primordial dragons.
Oh, okay. So they are the same place.
And there is another gate in the Emerald Enclave as well.
Oh, it's all the way over there.
Yeah, so like
very wild.
You like a lot of your options, you know, as you begin to kind of spread them out, you know, taking Feywild out of the equation, you have a tower in the north of Alanon, which is access to Nox. You guys still have not made any contact with Dracovania. You also have pretty much about a battalion of clerics of Bahamut within Arario at your disposal. An entire thieves guild organization that runs well all around Arario at your disposal as well, due to Canis. And then also on top of that, you have a relatively sizable army here within Vale, and you do have a few contacts with what might be powerful wizards and mages that be willing to help you, and also any of our own personal friends that might be able to come at your call.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can. Okay. Oh my god, I hate this. I'm not a strategist. Mal knows this. I'm no strategist. I just go in.
Strategies take time, man.
Honestly, the biggest problem we have is the weird mind control shit going on around the town. If we can turn that off, we're good.
Again,
I was thinking
that's in the Feywild.
very well. And that's,
You know, considering the way Yo mentioned it, maybe we should get in contact with Dracovania. Like, let's see if we can go back home, recollect ourselves, contact Dracovania, figure out where to go first, which tower to go after first.
The thing is that Dracovania are the most racist of here. Like, they're not going to help a bunch of humans in
They're the most racist? What the fuck?
Yeah, they're very.
They treated only one person out of your entire group with any amount of decency and respect, and that was the actual Dragonborn.
Even then, he's the wrong color of Dragonborn.
Wait a second! Wait a second, they like me!
Hey, like is a strong word.
Well, I'm pretty sure they would like one of their own kind, yes? How about I get into contract with Dracovania, maybe they can help us. I did meet the king after all.
The thing is that just because they like you doesn't mean they're going to risk their entire army to help a halfling town.
And besides,
Well, then maybe there's something we can do to help convince them.
I think they made
It's
enough
not
just out of spite against my family.
That is true. They hate you.
Well, maybe we can do something of significance to help them see past that prejudice, yes? gain back their trust.
It's worth a shot.
If you want us more straight answers, we can go to that tower up north. Maybe, maybe,
Well,
maybe. Bert's guy. I'm not going to say his name. Maybe he can. Like, he's good enough to go through to that canyon.
You're
That
just gonna
sounds like
avoid
a
his name
great-
because penis in Spanish, aren't you?
Stop it.
That's
I
right.
have
Pingus,
I am not
Pingus
told.
seems quite experienced. Maybe he can help us with that.
Be a long and hard
Oh,
journey, but hopefully he'd live up to his name.
Okay, I can't hold it back anymore. I need to tell you guys. So the reason that guy hates halflings so much is because his name means penis in our language. I can't stop laughing whenever I see him, and he just says his name. I try my best not to say it, so you guys would not laugh at him.
Well, I think it's a nice name.
Oh,
Well,
But
I
if you-
think we do have somewhat of a plan now. Or at least a crash course for one.
you wanna go to open that door?
Yes, it's worth a shot. And we can get into contact with Dracovania along the way.
Wait, you said you met our king?
Yeah, at the
What
party.
happened?
He was kind of weird, though, but then again, I am kind of weird as well.
Oh, what you mean?
So, I can't really explain it, but he wasn't a dragon, but he felt like one. It's weird.
Was it a similar sense to when we met Lady Elise?
Would it be, God?
Looking up.
Jesus?
Make a, I guess in hindsight, make an insight check.
Okie dokie. Not bad. That's a 18 overall.
18. Just from the pure stance of aura, it's similar, but his is much more powerful. It's almost damning to be in his presence.
Well, it might be a little bit more intimidating for you guys, but it's not. It wasn't so bad when I met him. Plus, that might mean he's a really powerful ally.
Or a very
Or
powerful
could be
enemy.
one.
Who hates Canis?
Well, unsure
Well,
if he's a full-on dragon.
Well, either way, I'm sure there's something we can do to help them get over that.
Let's ask the crew if they actually know how to pilot through the canyon. If they can, let's go ask those questions that you need, Gara.
Of course.
All right.
You're just like, okay. Let's just
Ah,
All right.
Okay.
Who are you talking to? Which one of you are talking to who?
Anus!
Yeah, I can't. I won't be able to hold it. Canis, you're the captain here. Go.
Yes, off to tell them. Where was the tower again? It was
It
something.
It
Canyon.
is at the top of the Bourdain Canyons, which is, once again, the highest point in the world. So, who are you talking to?
Wouldn't be the navigator. I guess off to the one who'd be behind the wheel of the ship.
Siblings?
Okay.
Yes.
Talk to them together. Might as well.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you kind of walk within the insides, you see the two kind of just sitting down, kind of talking about the current plans, the current flight plan, as they both look up. Oh, if it isn't the captain.
Good
Well,
day.
Well, it is good to see you. When shall be our next voyage? I'm sure that we managed to finish up doing the stockings and also the maintenance as well.
Good to hear. Are either of you familiar with the Bourdain Canyon?
Oh yes. As they kind of look at each other, going, "Why do you ask?"
We need to go there.
As they both look at each other.
That bad.
Well, it is not good in a classical way. It's usually for those who are very skilled. Those airship captains often use the Barbarian Canyons as a way as to cut through a lot of the going around of having to traverse. It usually can cut your travel time in about maybe 1 to 2 days if you are trying to get up to Issasium or over to Arlengrad. But to actually get to the top of the canyon,
Exactly where we're needed.
I mean, there's only one place. And he looks over to his sister. It's called the Dead Man's Run.
Of course it is.
It is called that for a reason, of course.
Why couldn't it be Happy Fiesta Canyon?
Never really is. Only some of the most skilled airship captains have only be able to get through it and make it out in the times that it would take themselves to the top of the canyon. But also on top of that, by the time you make it up there, the air is so thin it's almost hard to breathe. So,
Well, that's something that can be mitigated with a few breathing techniques.
I am sure.
There's a-
It's just the only thing that's up there is a rather measly tower with nothing much to show for it.
Yes, exactly. That's what we need.
As far as many as the other stories have also told, is that the Dead Man's Canyon is also protected by what is known as a Purple Guardian.
A what now?
What?
A Purple Guardian.
Purple guard?
Yes, it is.
Any idea what that is?
It is humongous, and it bores its way throughout the canyons so that it may move, and any of those who dare to try and make it to the top are often met with its assault.
Couldn't you, like, stay outside of the canyon, then fly all the way up, and then move towards the tower?
No, airships can't make it to that altitude naturally. It has to be close to a certain altitude before it starts actually magically pushing itself up. So as you can tell, when we ascend, we only ascend to a certain limit, and then by the time we hit the sea, it then begins to just mellow out. But as we get higher and higher towards the canyon, if we actually use the trail that goes up towards the canyons, then it will actually begin to ascend the ship itself instead of what would be us trying to just go up and over. We haven't reached any level of technology that has been able to do that.
Have you tried a balloon?
I mean, I would kind of buy a balloon.
I mean,
They're not exactly fast now, are they?
No.
and also on top of that, there has been some stories that the Purple Guardian has made various assaults onto those who have tried to make such unyieldy attempts.
Are you not able to?
They have a very keen place within the world, or within the canyons, and them moving up along that entire area is really just their own home. So anyone that's trying to either, climb the side of the canyon or even tries to, travel on it by foot, usually will not escape its rather terrifying vistage.
My question is, Are you not confident enough in your skills to be able to do this?
Oh, me? No. And neither would my brother. 9. There are very few that are even capable of doing the Dead Man's Run.
Do you know where to find them?
For me, I don't know anyone personally. I mean, I do know one name, down in Kiddixmire, but I'm not sure if that person even is alive or exists.
I kind of want to motivate these two. Okay, yeah, let's try it, and then we just die.
Do you happen to know any like major airship guilds or something like that in Aurario?
The aviation force that does exist within Aurario is the ones that maintain the protections within the sky and also prevent, piracy within their land. But as far as I personally know, no one that we've ever met within the aviation force has ever attempted the Dead Man's Run.
So we either try we go on another quest to try to find someone who can get us through there, or we spend 10 days going back where we came from and use the door we know it's there and we can get to.
Well, I suppose that's another reason for us to go to Dracovania. Maybe there might be someone there.
If anyone could fly something treacherous, it's probably a dragon.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think there is a dragon that had once did the Dead Man's Run, but it's a dragon, so it wouldn't be surprising to me.
And who are they?
I believe the dragon's name was known as Glacial Trucks.
Bless you.
No, Glacial Trucks.
Smack her in the back of the head for that.
It's ever so rare that there are chromatic dragons that wish to actually be an ally to Dracovania, but those who do and have been able to prove themselves time and time again have often been a great ally to them. So Glacial Trucks is actually one of the, I believe, great grandson of the original white dragons that assisted in the War of the Favor Mark. At least that's the story.
Wasn't that... How long was that?
About 5,000 years ago?
5,000? I'm surprised there are so many greats. Jesus.
Well,
Don't
they
those things feel like
breed.
thousands?
Now, I'd imagine dragons breed.
Yeah,
Not
but
often, but yes.
Well, if
would
you're in
expect you to fight
Dracovania,
those.
it's worth a shot, yes?
You really want to go see those dragons, don't you?
I do.
Well, see is a, figurative speech.
As good as anything else, I suppose.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so Dracovania, I'm assuming.
Actually, let's stop home first. Just to spend a day to make some quick errands and whatnot.
Isn't
I'm actually expecting a delivery back home.
Isn't Dracovania closer though?
Yeah, it's like half the distance, but in, I think, the opposite direction and a bit north.
It is directly north of Vale. So it's past Krog, but it is to the north end.
You really want to go
Wow.
get that katana, don't you?
Yeah, I'm still mad about it.
Weeb knife.
I mean, it's like weapons do take time to make.
Can we get it delivered? I don't know.
That said, what we could probably do is how many beads do we have? We have like 5, don't we?
We're just gonna spend a bead. to
I
get a
don't
sword.
pick up a fucking katana.
It better be a good sword. I
Well,
paid good money
pick
for
up
that.
the-
God,
katana-
you ordered a common one. Isn't even +1.
We don't know that. He might have done a
You
super
didn't order a
good job
+1.
of it. I gave him 100 gold. He might find something in his heart to make it just a little bit better.
He makes it a gunblade.
Yeah!
One of those stupid fucking Final Fantasy VIII gunblades. That makes no
told you.
goddamn sense.
He also told you it was going to be a normal one. He doesn't do
Yeah.
enchantment. That's different.
doesn't do masterwork.
It might be super duper special.
It was expensive because it was not a normal sword. It was a katana from another fucking continent.
Well, it was only 15 gold, but I paid him 100.
You know what? I'm not dealing with this.
That said, I wouldn't mind checking in on Siren as well. So
You're not wrong on that one. And I can pay extra to get more. I'm gonna have to seal my parents inside the goddamn vault at this point.
I mean, do they not, mind, being locked up all the time, River?
If they do, that's not my concern.
Gosh darn it, River. Anyway.
They were kidnapped once, Helena.
Yes.
They were attacked at home.
That is true.
I can't risk them getting hurt.
Would you prefer if I had guards there?
I'm pretty sure we do.
How many guards do I have there?
I kept asking, and you kept telling me they're fine. They're fine.
How many?
So you said
How many guards are stationed at your house?
Yeah.
As many as you asked from the church.
We also have the Thieves Guild, so.
So there's like 40.
Yeah.
They have shifts.
So, what we could do is we could just use a bead, go there, come back, and then fly to Dragomania if we want. Or fly home, use the bead to go to Dracovania, and use the bead to come back, whichever.
we might as well fly everywhere at this point instead of using the beats.
Plus,
Well-
we're going to be using an airship to get up, and we might as well take it with us.
I mean, we might as well use these beads at this point.
I feel we should save that for an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
It's instant travel as opposed to travel.
Yeah, it's going to take us, what, 2 days to get to Auraria?
It takes about 4 to 5 days as comparative to 4 to 5 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
It takes us about half a week, not a month.
I'm just going to grab Garo by this. I'm going to jump and grab Garo by the scarf. I swear, if we are going to waste time getting your goddamn katana, when I have this perfect katana of Dragon Slaying with me, you can just grab, and I touch him with it.
And he melts in place.
No, he ragdolls.
Yeah.
Peel out from his face like at a Beetlejuice.
I'm going to hand
Besides,
this. I'm going to hand
Don't
this
worry.
on top of you when you sleep.
No, you're not.
that would just be cruel. But anyways, we have plenty of other stuff to do at Marario anyway. It'd only just be for a day, as he lays there limp on the ground.
6 days. No, 10 days. We're going to go there and then come back to go to Dracovania. Is this the
Would you
exact same
rather we
amount
use
of,
the beads?
is the exact same amount of time it's going to take us to go back to the Antarctica and then back here just to use the tower?
How many
It's not
days
like
do
we really have much of a time limit anymore now, do we?
After all, your parents are safe, and it's not like they have anyone else to attack.
I'm sorry, I just have a really deep thirst for snake blood.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me, we will get the snake blood. Eventually.
Speaking of which, Kainos, can you do something for me?
Hmm?
Can you detect creature?
For you, Auntie, again.
Uh-huh.
He'll
You're
do
just
that.
just going to make him use all of his spells because of your paranoia.
What if there are UNT in the city now?
There are none.
You Auntie within 1,000 feet of us.
There are no UNT within 1,000 feet of you. For a strange reason, as you look over to Leroy, he's sitting there smiling to himself, probably proud of his accomplishments.
The fuck?
And you're staying with us this time. As he still slays there, limp on the ground.
The image in my head, I really want to see this. As you do this rather simple-eyes looking.
This is the
Leroy.
Gmod ragdoll. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Let's go back. Let's go back to Oraria then.
That's the
I
point.
guess let's pick up Garu, and I guess it's kind of like that soupy cat kind of pickup.
No, it's long cat.
complete dead weight.
Yeah. It's just
It's when you pick up a cat, but it's too tired to do anything, so it's half soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does,
Well, between 4 days and 4 months, this is way better.
Alright. So, you guys prepare for takeoff. After about a few minutes of...
River is going to leave, like, if we have, like, hey, it's an hour before we take off, and River is going to leave and then come back.
No, it does take a few minutes as...
I'm gonna fly and come back.
You guys get the go-ahead as you feel the airship as it begins to levitate slowly up before reaching out towards the end of the gate and then going over the walls of Vale and heading towards Oraria. So you guys spend the next several days. What do you guys do while you are on this airship for the next couple of days?
I keep trying to scry on the snake bitch every day.
Actually.
What do you mean, actually? What does that mean?
He finally got something plot relevant with all of his random paranoia.
Make... No, she needs to. Okay. Where's her stat block? Stat block. Hello, stat blocks, man. Okay.
DC 16.
DC 16?
Yep.
And...
You know what she looks like, her name.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, Starbreaker, you can do it.
As
Grab me side beyond sight.
you begin to focus through the entity of the blade as you slip through. As you guys are flying through the middle of the night, you begin to kind of relax as your head kind of feels like it's falling back, but this time it doesn't. It doesn't hit anything, as almost as if you fall off the ship and your vision is pulled through. As it gets close, for the first time, are you able to actually pass through whatever it was within the bundle? They rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
Get fucked.
As you are thrusted through, as almost as you hit the barrier, you begin to see just small tidbits and visions of what has slowly become this graying, dilapidated city. This farmlands are almost dried. Their cattle, you can see their skeleton just taut against their skin as you begin to see with what looks like to be a rebuilt version of the manor that was once your home. As you enter and it flows through the entirety of it. Catacombs. And at one point you see a vision, this entire open underground dug out area where you see with what looks like to be this shambling ziggurat. As you pass through its door, you see the dark green lit flames as you see the face unmorphed presented as she is kneeling and her head face down to the ground. You dare time and time again. Yet you ask for more of my blessing. I hope you understand. Your failure should be met with death. I have been very patient, but now I desire my dragon mark. Your next failure will be your last. Athelius, hunt down the dragon mark and bring it home, so that I may extract it. Yes, Master. As she looks up, just out of the reflection in her eyes, you see, with what looks like to be this large snake-like creature, and what looks like to be the maw as it is open, revealing a single isolated face. These two sharpened yellow eyes as they pierce through your soul.
Ugh.
As it begins to close back, you see the spines as this creature is still physical and manifested the god Zahir as he pulls back into himself, withering, and what looks like to be almost like his scales and skin, like leprosy, falling and resting once more on the ground. You can see as the body is twisted all along the caverns. And as you pull back, you feel as if your heart has stopped in your chest. This terrifying form, this figure, it's been here for a long time. That's what you get.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Guys, let's fuck with her. She needs one more failure before everything goes downhill. Oh, man. Fuck. She got one last chance. Also, I feel like we can wait outside the room. If Zahir is going to die, we just wait. But, wow. Zahir is giving her one more bless.
I feel confident that we can take care of that.
He's weakening himself again.
All the easier to kill him, I suppose.
Indeed.
We will need to kill him before we kill her, if we get the chance, so that he doesn't get the extra power.
That is true.
Well, frankly, whichever comes first, I'm honestly not picky.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Trust me, as far as I know, I would love to just make her fail and suffer the consequences. That would be so hilarious to me. But
if we manage to defeat Zahir first, then any blessing she should have should just go
vanish. Whew. What will she try to do out of desperation, though? She has one last chance.
Either way, it'll fail. We'll just shut her down when she attempts it.
Mm-hmm. I think if she is desperate enough, she might try to seize your house.
It's a theoretical possibility.
she won't succeed at it.
No, she won't.
Now I can only think of bringing my parents on the goddamn ship.
Basically.
They're your
That's-
parents, they're not pets.
I know, but they can be so stubborn. When they're supposed to stay home, they try to leave on vacation.
Exactly, and you want to lock them up. Really now.
Mm-hmm. For their own safety.
They're living in a mansion. They're already on vacation.
They used to do that to me. Come on.
And how did you get back to them any fair?
I escaped.
Oh,
Yeah, you
well,
know
there
it.
go.
All right. So, is there anything else during this this multi-day stint across the country?
Well, he's using scrying on the snake bitch. Canis is going to be scrying on the egg.
I keep scrolling on everyone. Oh man.
All right.
He's going to be staring at an egg in a dragon cave.
Canis and River are basically K from Men in Black using the freaking Google Maps thing.
Yeah.
Okay. One sec.
I really hope that it's on a little fancy little pillow.
All right.
So just thrown in the corner.
As a plushie of Canis.
So, as you close your eyes and you begin to inspect the egg that is atop White Dragon's summit, it is being it is put off to the side with what looks like to be several what seem to be melting candles and what is this very isolated blackened steel chained bed as it is currently being taken care of, cleaned down, and also what seems to be a form of magic of regulating the heat within the entirety of the chamber of this silver dragon where all of her treasures lie. So
She put it in an oven.
she hasn't put it in an oven. It's just in its own place,
Away from everything.
being
Is
treated
it in a
like
blanket though?
It is not in a blanket. It is in what is a steel chained bed.
Horrible.
It's a steel chain bed with something to regulate the heat. That's just an oven.
Yeah. Well, the egg is the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is so that way that the entire room doesn't
Yeah.
turn
she's
into
like
a
what?
heat pipe.
She's in like a freaking ice mountain. The thing will collapse.
That's why the egg gets a blankie and earmuffs.
Imagine getting that thing close to the gold. Everything just melts.
It activates Snuggie mode.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It does emulate some form of minor movement, but it's not enough for it to hatch.
Shake the goddamn egg.
Yeah, it does emulate a little bit of minor movement, but nothing yet. And then your vision snaps back to you. I'm gonna be a dad.
He's just staring at an egg for 3 hours.
I'm gonna be.
Actually, Garu's gonna come up behind him and tap him on the shoulder for a little bit. Why is he looking at the egg for like 2 hours straight?
It's in his
I
brain.
think he'd either be in like his room or in the dining area, just kind of staring at a wall.
You're still on the airship.
That's not creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Helena just like hangs things off of him while he's in a trance.
He's put this here.
Little ornaments that are placed all over his armor piece.
Tie his shoelaces.
Took a marker. You took an armor. You took a fucking marker to his face.
Yep. Just balance a plate on his head. See how high I can stack it.
Your competition to see who can get it more.
Yeah. Yeah. Garu's gonna poke him on the shoulder and say, Canis, are you doing alright?
You got so close.
Dang it.
As you poke his side, he comes out of a trance. All the dishes that was stacked on top of his head, all the ornaments that was all over his body, all begin shaking off, and pile of plates off the top of this jar head come crashing to the floor, many of them broken.
Well,
Oh,
River-
that
That up.
seems...
And point and just looking at Helena before going back to Garu.
No, River did it. She disappears.
Make a deception check. Cadus, make an insight check.
I make a persuasion check to reveal my truth.
Oh.
23.
What was it?
8.
Oh, okay. She's lying, obviously.
It becomes invisible and lives.
She's lying, obviously, as she runs away, giggling like a little child.
Anyway, Garu, you were wondering?
Yes, of course. Do you have a minute?
Nothing else to do?
Ah, good. Would you follow me? And watch out for the plates, apparently. He's gonna accidentally step on one. Ah!
He doesn't wear shoes. Chance is just crushing
Your
them.
thick, calloused feet, for the first time, does it actually feel some sharp pain.
Guess we're just gonna go out to the deck where the airship is.
Yeah, as you guys walk up to the top of the main deck, as you guys begin to see the giant open blue sky, as this is
Just look out
many
into the
days.
distance.
Yeah.
Canis, do you know what it's like in Dracovania?
I've only heard some minor stories of it. One of which being that Dragonborn have some contempt for my family on account of Bahamut not picking a Dragonborn to wed with and instead my mother. So,
Really? I thought you two were practically the same. You're all born from dragons, yes?
one would think.
Then I suppose you wouldn't really know something that's not on my mind now, would you?
Hmm?
Well, I originally thought that you and the regular Dragonborn were one of the same, so I was kind of wondering, is it normal for us to get temperamental, I suppose?
I'd assume so, yes, but considering how often I meet annoying people and just looking back to the room filled with broken plates, may have to do with that.
Well, besides that, there's actually something on my mind. Lately I've been feeling myself slipping a bit in battle. I don't know what it really means, but it feels like I'm holding back less and less. Feels like I'm in a trance, really.
Have you felt this before?
Well, not really. Well, not before I died, of course, but still. I just get so angry and so focused on what's in front of me, then I tend to slip into more, violent tendencies, as you can tell lately. You can tell lately, haven't you?
You're not exactly good at hiding things, Garu.
That's the thing. I wasn't hiding it at all. If anything, it felt natural to me. Strange. I never really felt this before. Feels like it's too natural, even. But I suppose you wouldn't really know anything about that now, would you?
Well, somewhat. It's hard not to be the son of a dragon without getting a temper issue now, is it?
Well, that is true. Especially with everything going on lately. Feels like I'm losing my patience with every single day.
Some minor advice, Garu? Do you care whether or not other people see this side of you?
You know, strange thing is, I I'm not really sure. I mean, I know it's obviously a bad thing, of course, but I don't really seem to care. It feels like it's instinctual, even.
Well, if you ever need to feel at least somewhat more calm around people, so you're not just lashing out at random, say, like earlier the few times, you can hold it back, but when you're just alone, it's just you. It's fine to lash out.
I'll take that advice for some time. If I ever do get the chance to be alone again. It seems like lately we've been on the run for so long.
It's not a bad thing to let it out against you on tea.
Well, I'd rather not let it out against anyone, but regardless, you get what I'm trying to say, yes?
I do.
Right. Well, it's only a few days' travel away. I suppose we better get focused on the actual arrival of Dracovania itself. But thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Garo.
Oh, and by the way, how's the egg?
It's well taken care of.
Oh, is it in a blanket?
It has a appropriate bed for it.
Ah, well, that's good. So long as it's comfortable, then that's all that really matters.
Alright. So, is there anything else?
Helena's
not
been
for me.
Helena's been very quiet.
Not here, unless I can just cry on her 4 more times. But I will be like, let me know if it succeeded, it failed, it got nothing important, she's just walking around or something. Like, no need to make 4 different things in case she fails 4 times.
Let's say, go ahead and roll. Or, actually, no, she needs to roll, sorry.
Yeah, I don't roll. This is 16. Just
That's-
keeping an eye on her.
That's a success for the first one.
Yep.
Success for the second one.
Okay.
Failure for the third.
Okay.
And success for the fourth.
Okay, look.
Okay. So, as you
She was pooping.
try to look into Lobondel, she is frantic this day. It's been a couple of days since the last vision. Today she is conversing with what looks like to be a rather interesting woman by her visage, but she does have a rather apparent lower half, long snake-like, greenish by design, and what looks like to be a form of many arms. You've seen this one before during your last encounter with this whole group. My next failure will be my last. It would be within your preference to try and seek what draws you to power. Failure can be quite the ally, as much as it is detrimental, should it come to pass. It's this woman, she begins to look over and she begins to pull with what looks like to be this long tubular thing.
Also tubular.
As she begins to This large ring begins to pass around her face as the smoke begins to dissipate behind her. Certainly, a creature such as yourself might be able to guide me. As you see the woman as she begins to look down and close to her. Perhaps one. As she looks off to the side. Sarine, certainly your eyes will be willing to assist our sister. As just from your vision, just barely out of the corner, you see with what looks like to be this iron-capped woman. And she bows towards Athilius and locks gaze with what looks like to be this entire headpiece that's covering her eyes, majority of her ears, but just her mouth remains uncovered. As your vision begins to finally pull back, you are breathing. You have no idea who that is. You feel like that there are those beyond this realm of understanding.
Was she like human? Snake?
She looked human, based off of her perception, but
yeah,
that thing that was around her head was odd.
I relay information to the others. Just we're gonna be dealing with new foes, and continue the rest of our way. Scrying this so exhausting.
Right. So, on your guys' final night before you make it to Aurario, as you all begin to fall asleep, Helena.
Hmm?
It's been a while. I haven't done one of these for you.
Oh,
Boy.
you are obliterated. Yep.
We got some lore.
As for you, this very first time it's ever happened, the concept of the deep thought of the reflection, the stories that come from it, the new voice coming from the mask, your master being okay. Some slight stresses begin to build. You close your eyes and you lean back. You feel the sway of the airship as it begins to hit the random airstreams that batter the side of it as you sway within the hammock. It's almost like a clock as it sways within its pendulum in perfect rhythm. Your first sight is almost like a sea of purple. As you are met with this giant, unyielding, and vast area. You stand there and you are standing almost as if it's solid ground, but you can hear grass. You hear the small insects, almost as if they roam across. What do you do?
I suppose she'll just keep walking.
Alright. As you begin to walk forward, in a few steps, the sky begins to fill with black. And like this backlit canopy with holes punched in it, as is strewn across the sky, this starry night, you see just beyond the horizon this quickly rising moon. And as it does, you see almost as if this single humanoid form is just beyond your vision. As the moon begins to pass, you see an actual physical humanoid form.
Can I see what they look like?
As far as you can tell, it's almost like a silhouette. The moon is just so bright. The color of the field is off-putting.
Hello?
As you say that, you hear the words echo back to you. Your own words, almost as if it's a reverb, an echo.
I'll get closer to it.
You begin to step down and get closer and closer. As you get closer towards this form, you hear childish crying. Almost as if begging not to go. It's begging something not to go. You begin to step closer and closer. This field begins to wither towards this slightly pale yellow. As the moon is starting to crest over just the horizon, as you get closer, you see the figure. As you see this strange mirror reflection of yourself, as it turns towards you almost with this terrifying, grimacing smile.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
So it turned towards me?
It's looking at you. What do you do?
What do you want?
What do you want?
Thanks, Boo.
No problem.
Put a hand out towards it.
As you do, you raise a hand. In the hand of this version of you is a arrow. As it's pointing out towards you.
kind of threatening way?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
No, alright, I'll try to knock it away.
As you do, you're still ways away from each other. As you try to reach for your bow, you cannot find it. As it pulls back, almost as if this shimmering light within it, as it fires at you, you hear the scream of a child. As it screams past you and it hits just behind you and you feel the ground give way under you. And as you do, you see the light of the moon still reflecting this version of you that you do not know nor comprehend. And as you get closer towards the darkness, you feel yourself falling faster and faster until your eyes break open and you are on the floor of the airship.
She'll just quietly sit up. Rub her eyes and she'll kind of look around. River, you feel someone just get in your hammock and just kind of curl around you.
What the shit is happening?
Quiet, I just need a hug.
Huh?
Shut up, I just need a hug.
As you get close to River, you remember the words of this child begging whoever not to leave, whoever not to go. It sticks with you for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
but
she doesn't
you managed
sleep
to
quote unquote sleep very well after that.
Yeah. You managed to complete this trance, your meditation. Alright. In time, you guys come.
I want to picture the morning. I want to picture the morning like River just like is kind of still awakened, looking down at Helena. Are you awake?
I don't sleep.
Okay, and she's going to push her off.
When she's on the floor, she's gonna flip River out of the bunk like.
Oh, what was that about?
She gets up and she dusts herself off. Nothing.
Oh, really? Okay, sure.
She just kind of looks down her. Just had a nightmare. That's all.
I thought you didn't sleep. I thought you didn't have dreams.
She just kind of ponders quietly. Gives like a one shoulder shrug. Oh, I didn't think so either.
You saw snakes?
No. I don't know what it was. Perhaps I've just been thinking too much.
If you need to talk, let me know, okay?
She nods.
Also, this means if I have nightmares, I get to do the same.
Yes, of course. I do love a good cuddle.
And that's the weirdest story of the point of. Okay.
Alright. So, you guys manage to pull towards the Platinum Tower here within Aurario. Yes, you see with what looks like to be an Aarakocra as it is designating you towards your landing area as you guys finally begin to rest and settle within what is these chained basins as it begins to pull taut. You see as you finally have made it home back to Aurario for the next 2 days. As you guys begin to undock the Hui twins, they begin to take their preparations for what will be the next leg of your guys' travel.
Yeah, we let them know ahead of time. We're thinking of going to Draconia.
Yeah. So, while you guys are here, what do you do?
Gar's gonna pick up his fucking sword that he missed out 3 sessions ago.
All right. So, as you
Here's your
paid 15 gold pieces for what is this exotic weapon known as a katana.
No, I paid him 100.
You paid him 100. However, upon completion, he returns back the gold that you gave him, stating he cannot do anything else, and he's not going to take more money than he should have.
What do you mean? This is a tip.
Yeah, like an 800% tip.
Well, artists deserve to be commissioned, and I say this is a work of art. Speaking of, and he's gonna grasp the sword.
All right. As you pull it across, you see with what looks like to be...
Actually, can I describe?
You can't see anything.
Okay, can I at least describe it to everyone else?
Sure.
Okay, so the sheath is completely like eggshell white. The sword pommel is like has a little bit of purple and a little bit of gold into it. And when he draws out the sword, it's just like jet black like a Nichiren blade from Demon Slayer.
All right.
Now this feels familiar. Thank you so much. Does it have a name?
Not yet, no.
Perhaps it should be called... He's gonna slide it back in. Bushinryu. That seems fitting, doesn't it?
That's you.
Gesundheit!
Sounds about right. Thank you.
The guy who can speak Draconic. He's like, yeah, sure, that's the name.
By any chance, if I were to acquire any more ore, or something of the sort, would you be able to do upgrades to this?
I know how to make weapons, not to, enhance them.
I see. Well, regardless, I appreciate your patronage. It's good to meet someone from the homeland.
Same here.
He's gonna bow and walk back off to the group.
Alright.
Hey guys, look what I found! He's gonna pull out his... And he's to fucking pull out the sword. In the middle of the town street.
Yeah, as you pull out your sword in the middle of the town streets, everyone within Igniveil all draws fucking crossbows and blades and axes and other swords as what is this town of fighting and war built entirely for training soldiers and known as the Twin Hammer Coliseum, the fighting pits. Everyone sees this and it is to incite battle.
Just it's like
fine.
walking out of a Walmart and saying, "Hey guys, look what I found!" It cocks the shotgun.
Yeah.
So, does it look alright?
In the middle of Texas.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy. Calm down. He's just showing off his thing.
I can't wait to test this out.
Make a persuasion check.
It's just the Dynamic Entry Incorporated, just showing off a new weapon. It's fine.
Yep. That's going to be 18.
18.
Yeah.
As you use thaumaturgy to speak this out loud, you hear a bunch of
Oh boy, I can't wait to test this out.
Calm down. Keep it in your pants.
It's beautiful, Garu.
A watermelon.
What now?
A watermelon.
I mean,
Nice.
they exist. it would totally depend on where they originally come from. This is not a very watermelon. Yeah.
Okay, look, he just wants to slice something with the sword to see how it works. So can we just like buy a watermelon or something?
It's a barrel.
Buy another barrel of meat.
Yeah.
No, meat.
I mean, the market of Aquaven is not totally not totally unscrupulous to the concept of finding watermelons.
I'll humor him. I'm going to throw him an apple.
All right. Garo's like instinctively is gonna take a stance and he's gonna try and slice the apple in midair.
All right.
Is it just longsword stats, by the way?
This is a versatile weapon, I believe.
I think so.
If katana,
No, katana's
yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Like I figured it was just like a regular longsword, but if it's a separate thing, that's even cooler.
No, you're right. It is a longsword. It would be
Is it a longsword +1?
No, it's just a longsword.
Plus ones are enchantment.
Shit.
I mean, this is considered your monk weapon, yeah?
Yeah.
Then I believe it does add your modifier to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, make... I guess, this is a flying object that's moving towards you. Make a dexterity check?
Quick question. Doesn't the monk have projectile catching, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Like level 3 monks get that.
I think that takes a key point,
Like
though.
he's saying to slice it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, dexterity. Not bad. That's gonna be a 16 total.
16? As all of you guys see, he poses into a stance. As
the contest.
the apple passes by him. Swing! Almost like a streak of light. And then as he falls behind him, it cracks in half.
I'm picking that up.
I wanted it to bounce off his face and say, "Okay, ready."
Yeah, no, I wanted to contest.
That was my idea for a natural one. He would have completely missed it if it was lower than a 10.
Fantastic.
Now that's way more familiar. Did I get it?
Yes, you did. Very well done, Garo.
You can just hear the crunching. Yeah, you got it.
Hooray! This is not totally useless after all. He's gonna put it back into his sieve.
Fantastic.
I've been waiting 3 sessions for that.
What? Here's my question. Why?
It's his monk
I don't know. They taught us how to use this in the monastery.
Did you?
And I
Is make it out of a special alloy? Is it enchanted?
I don't know. Does it look enchanted? He's gonna
No, he just got a normal one.
As you shove this blade into the face of River,
What the fuck?
it's a sword. All swords here in this world are very odd, and they all come in several different shapes and sizes. You hear Starbreaker as she speaks to you through your mind. It looks nice, but I wouldn't use it.
No.
You're a sword. How would you use a sword?
Shut up.
dual wield.
It grows a hand, a tiny hand.
Getting all Zoro up in here.
Well, maybe there's something we can do to help improve that later.
Why
But all that matters is that's forged.
Why didn't you
Exactly.
like commission this to a dwarves or someone who can make masterwork?
Oh, well, I'm more familiar with the shape and handle of the Yunmen katana. No offense to your regular swords, but they're quite wieldy to use, to be honest.
Did he just call those basic?
I think he did, Master.
What did she say?
I think he did.
Yeah. You just called River and her sword base.
You know what? I know he can see. Let me take a look at the what do you call it? The sheath? The sheath.
All right, it is pure white sheath. It seems like it's extremely well made, handcrafted.
Oh, that's neat. I'm going to carve the word egg on it.
What? Why?
River starts to do that and she slaps her hand.
Can't see.
You just pull out a pocket knife and start notching into it. What the-
She slaps her hand. No.
So just pick her up by the back, by like the back of her collar, and hold her there.
Always, I always want this to happen.
You're fine.
I could easily fight it and knock him prone, but that will be too much.
What?
You
What?
forget you only weigh maybe 30 pounds. I could just throw you in a dumpster and be done with
Oh,
you.
you wanna try that?
Guys, calm
Later,
down.
actually.
There's no need for violence in the middle of the street.
Give me that.
Actually, yes, sir, it's Ignival. As you see one random commoner as he's sticking himself out of a window. You see the
River-
billowing smoke out of its fucking chimney.
River heard them fighting words.
Wait a minute, is this fighting legal here?
You wanna
Would
30%?
anyone like to spar?
I mean, yeah, you could probably punch somebody's lights out here. It's not the town guard.
Can I use my sword?
Not really. I mean, you're not trying to kill anybody, now, are you?
No, of course not, but still. I really want to test this out.
I got something for you. As he goes back into his building. You guys see...
Is this fucking hobo just gonna fight me in the middle of the street?
You guys see, as he comes back out through the window, what looks like to be this barrel. Like a small little keg. As he throws it at you. What's your AC?
What the fuck?
My AC is 17. It says 17.
Alright. Make an attack roll. Make an attack roll since it's coming at you quickly.
Just getting thrown at me at high speeds. Oh, that's a natural 20!
Natural 20.
Hey.
Okay, so as you feel the air dissipation as it's coming towards you, you literally draw your blade as you cut it across. You see as it cracks open, there is nothing but slop and garbage inside of this as it goes between you, but it hits River and Canis right
what the
behind you, too.
I don't get the points out of my way.
I mean, I'm holding you right now.
Oh,
Thank you!
I'm not.
No problem. That was awesome, mate. I got work to do by. As he slams the windows closed.
What a lovely part of town.
Anyway, you were saying, Bracky?
I'm knocking down canes.
Oh,
You
good.
You're now just fucking mud rustling in the middle of the street.
No, it's that
Slop
scene
everywhere.
of
As
me versus powers.
there is the shadowy figure as he begins to climb out from below you guys. A Leroy is just like, are we done yet, or?
Ah! What are you doing here?
I've always
Oh,
been
wait,
here.
that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're done here.
Yeah, Helena's
You
been
look
looking. Helena's been looking increasingly more anxious the longer they've been here doing this.
Leroy, do you like my sword?
Like is a very touchy word.
God, he is my brother.
Can we please go to the library?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes, of course.
Can you stop eating dirt? Let's go.
As you guys begin to make your way to Lumos, there is
Window one of these days.
as Leroy re-enters the shadow of River.
Well,
As you guys make your way to the Library of Ioun, as you all begin to step forward, there is this gnomish man as he looks up at Elia. Oh yes, I remember all of you. You're Lionel's friend. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, but Lionel isn't really here anymore, unfortunately.
Oh well, that's quite disappointing. I suppose, but none of you are allowed inside the where the tomes are. The public access is just up there, but no magic for any of you.
I can't even use them.
He begins to point at all of you very carefully because
Because clearly I'm the least trustworthy of anyone here.
Ah, yes. I mean, look, it's because you don't smile.
all right.
That
Oh, we
is
are
probably like still like dripping slop.
We are actually looking for someone.
And you're looking for someone?
Yeah.
Helena's just immediately gonna go to the last area that she's saw Siren.
All right. As you try and make your way towards Siren, you see he is currently eyes closed, legs crossed, and his arms are out as he is currently in a trance.
Siren! She's like gonna grab him and shake him.
As you try and grab him, his eyes shoot open. You see him tense a bit and relax as he sees it to you. Oh, Helena.
She's gonna like squish his cheeks and just like look him over like very seriously. Are you alright?
Student!
Has anything weird been happening?
I'm fine. I have no idea what this attitude could have possibly brought. Are you fine?
Helena starts swatting at his shoulders, scared the living daylights out of me. Didn't answer the freaking mask, and I got this weird, creepy voice in my head.
Experimentation. My apologies.
What do you mean experimentation?
I assumed that these masks were used mainly for interpersonal communication, but I also had some of my own assumptions. I wanted to know if I could try and commune with anything that might be within the masks. As far as I know, I've had no success.
Oops, all demons.
Oops.
She starts swatting him again. It absolutely worked. I talked to him.
Because our job is to get information. And that's what I was doing. Trying to find more information about these masks.
Why?
Well, I'm not at liberty to say.
Helena gives him like the most dead serious stare. If I have one of these masks, I think I should know what I'm dealing with, don't you?
You're not the only one that has one. At least, not that I've given.
Who else have you given it to?
A number of the Whispering Winds. Kamaldi, for one. I believe Shalta. No, she was very keen on some of my instructions before we split up after we passed through the gates or the portals. But these were mainly, you know, ancient pieces of relics that I wanted to know a little bit more about. They're not particularly odd, and I've never ever had a negative interaction with them, but if you have, this is important.
Yes, I agree. Have you heard from the other two? I have a lot of questions. First off, have you heard from the other two? Because I heard someone that I most certainly did not know.
It's been a while.
But it apparently knew you.
I talk into it all the time, hopefully trying to get somebody's attention. Wouldn't be the first time.
Didn't give me a name. Don't know who that was. Anyway, have you heard from the other two?
No. Much to how I wish that that wasn't the case. It does concern me greatly, but they're alive, then they're alive. If they're not, well, I guess I have a duty to try and find them, don't I?
Yes, probably. Second question is, have you heard from home at all?
No, not anything in particular.
Apparently the Emerald Enclave has disappeared there. Do you have any memory of that happening at all?
Not that I had any information about it to begin with. The last communique that I've ever had with anyone within the Sealy, I believe it was shortly after I met you here. Then after that, nothing.
She drums her fingers. Might have to go back at some point.
You look stressed.
A little.
Why?
Might have to go back at some point.
We all
Still
have to
don't
go
have
back
much to
home
show
at
for
some
it.
point.
Yes, but I don't have much to show for it.
Neither do I. I don't fear going home. Why are you so afraid? I've asked you this before when you joined.
Elena looks down. Not necessarily afraid.
We're all afraid of something.
Elena's mouth kind of flattens a bit. Well, there's a lot to risk if I go back home. And if I fail, I don't have a home.
You feel loneliness.
Elena doesn't say anything. Doesn't make eye contact.
You've always been a lonely child, I remember that. Knowing your mother and father, knowing how you were treated within the city. It's not uncommon. We live very long lives. We've often had the benefit of finding companions and being able to respect one another. Being willing to accept our fate. But you've always been alone in one way or another, haven't you? And you find family, one way or another. As he looks back towards the rest of your crew. You have to face your fears, Selena, eventually.
She nods. It's not like I'm not willing to go back. In fact, I am. Again, we might need to. She kind of looks up at him. I've considered the reflection as well.
You see the color leave his face. And he gets up and he grabs your shoulders Elena. If there was ever a time that I would call you a fool, this would be it. For those within the Sealy, it would not possibly horribly affect them. They end up finding themselves within the Unseelie, or deciding to become one of their own, within the fields of the Feywild. But you, us, who we are, even as Eladrin, we are not strong enough.
Like it's not undoable. Certainly heard that much.
It's not whether or not it can be undone, it's whether or not the scars that it leaves behind.
We need to get into that place. It's been doing so much damage. And he is the only one who might be able to, without losing a lot of people.
If you go home, I go home with you this time. I will not simply allow you to just throw yourself into such a terrible situation, at least without not making a single plea.
Helena nods. Looking into other options first, but if we do go back, I will let you know.
Very well. And you see him slump back into his chair. My research is almost all complete either which way.
What have you found?
I might know a way to be able to close all the portals, at least at once, but it's risky.
In what way?
The absolute force that I believe, through my research, has proven the energy that was exerted at the time of the opening of the portals was due to life energy converting into death energy. And upon its conversion, it collided with both chaos and order energy and causing what is now known as the miasma, which has induced the Tharsdun disease. And realizing that, in order to reduce the damage, we have been able to produce what are simple means of fixing the rifts. You know, even by my understanding, a lot of our own sorcerers have been able to investigate and designate certain ways, and I'm sure there are those who have managed to figure it out themselves as well. So what we needed to do was simply use both the order and the chaos energy in order to actually mend those fixes. But now that it's taking too long, it could possibly cause greater disruptions. So, my plan, at least in my eyes, if we manage to get enough death energy to create enough life energy, we could possibly try and reverse what had happened. And hopefully it might be able to seal everything by fusing both the chaotic order energy that rests within the city of Lycia Bay, and hopefully the rift that is well within it, in order to mend and close it. However, I need something particularly not good, and it will take a stronger mind than my own in order to try and use it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called. I just know it exists.
Oh, darn it. Do you know in general what it is?
It's,
Well, ballpark?
well, it used to be a tome, as far as I knew it.
Oh gosh darn it, is it that thing that you were talking about the last time?
Yes, I wanted to know if you might have come across it in your travels, if you have.
Star?
Not the Starbound Tome.
No.
No, I don't believe so.
Hmm.
We'll tell you what we have come across, though. And she's going to, just for the sake of brevity, she's going to fill them all in on the Lumerian dude and what happened and all that goody gumdrops.
That might prove useful. And it also might prove useful to the king.
Oh, looking through the information.
It's worth a shot. I think there is one thing that we want to at least attempt before going there.
And what are your attempting?
She kind of motions over to the other group. I wanted to speak to the dragons. The Dragon's Gates. See if we can gain some insight. Need to get into Lowbandle. Hoping to maybe get further wisdom from them. To attempt to avoid me not going completely off the wall.
I do know an entrance to the Underdark. It's not unknown. It's actually towards the base of the mountain. But the tower that you speak of below, I definitely know where it is, and it's not a journey I'd recommend.
A lot of these don't really seem to be. It's alright.
Then I'll skip the details of the horrors and explain what it might be. If you try to go up, you'll be met with the Purple Guardian. At least that's what they called it. Some of my research here has definitely led me to some interest in wanting to see the tower myself, but I know no airship captains, and I certainly don't wish to try and risk my life in such a foolish manner. If you go below the canyon and reach into the Underdark, you will find what is possibly the last known civilization of creatures that are not within our realm of understanding.
Dangerous?
Dangerous and eldritch.
That doesn't sound good.
Like I said, I decided to skip the details.
Oh, looks like we have some thinking to do.
Seems like you do. Well then. Shall we plan upon the new day?
She nods.
Very well. As he looks towards all of you, he nods and looks back at Helena, seeing a very different person than the one that he began with. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's game.
I was going to say, while Helena was having that conversation, like doing all the refreshing all the information we had, it's like, okay, you know what? She's going to be at this for a while. I'm going to grab a book. Dating 101 that I know I'm not going to die. Okay.
Make an investigation check.
What the fuck? Investigation? That's 12.
12. You find a book, the Beginner's Guide to Dating by Dr. Lovegood.
That's a porn name.
This name sounds familiar, though. I don't trust it.
And just for the fucking lulz, Gar's gonna pull something out of the shelf and have Canis read it to him.
Is that going to be a porno?
It should be.
I don't know. Make an investigation check, Canis.
Oh, good.
The alphabet.
What?
Yes.
What was it?
5.
5.
Please.
As you crack open the book, without even looking at the cover, as she caressed his longing half-orc body, as you slam it back closed.
What did it say? Is it a good story?
He's going to read it to him completely straight-faced.
Gar is going to look horrified. Oh.
It is the intimate love of how a woman has met a half orc, and the beautiful longing tale of his engorged member.
Why is he going in so much detail?
Terms of service.
Yep.
Terms of service.
All right. So. Yeah.
Where's the sheet music in here?
And thank you again, Sulfan, again this week for another 5 tier 1 subs to everyone watching. You're awesome.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be the end of tonight's game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my gosh, I am feeling this way. All right, so before we leave, we do have a few announcements at the end of the game, as always. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Boo go around first, and then I'll take Terrence's place as usual.
I got nothing else really to say this week, but I'm definitely going to be streaming a bit more often. I tried streaming Fall Guys a couple days ago, but the servers were dead all day, so I'm going to try that again. I'll probably get some friends in there to see what the deal is. So, like, for streams, that's pretty much what I got planned.
You can do
one, I'm not really sure. Oh, what?
You can have a lobby of up to 4 people with you in that.
Ooh,
I kinda-
good to know.
I've
That
been
happened
kind
to
of
us
looking at
on
it.
Friday too.
Yeah, we had like 9 people who wanted to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just ended up having like 2 teams going at a time.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all I got. You can find I'm open for commissions pretty much every week at this rate. So yeah, just find me at Boo Radley pretty much everywhere. That's it.
All right, Bracky.
Hi guys, I'm Bracky, aka Brachyzoid. I play the River the Halfling Fighter. You can find me at twitch.tv/Brachyzoid or on my Twitter at Brachyzoid. I stream games and sometimes art, especially nowadays because I'm trying to force myself to stream and do art at the same time, just to trick my brain to being productive.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get well. I'm gonna be streaming this week. I think it's going to be art and Fall Guys because that was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, it's a little fun game. Other than that, I need to finish Persona 4. Maybe this week, maybe not. I don't know. I have been struggling to pick it up again. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, same here, man.
It reached the point of burnout, and it's like, God damn it, I hate it. But other than that, I don't think I have any other news regarding that. But regarding D60R, if you have any fan art or comments you want to do regarding the campaign, you can do so on Twitter by using the hashtag D60R, or tagging us by using our Twitter handles, which you can find below our characters' names.
Yeah. All right.
I believe that's everything.
All right. And Caitlin?
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
Caitlin C37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Caitlin C37, where I do art and a lot of it. Commissions should be opening soon, like within the next couple of days. So just kind of keep an eye out for that on my Twitter. You can find all that information on Twitter, and if you want to watch me do those commissions, you can find me on my Twitch. And that's it. Mal, take it away.
Hey, I'm Sir Malric. You can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/Sir_Malric. I stream on occasion, normally with a couple of friends. And it tends to be random games. Hey, Boo, you want to do Fall Guys together later?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah! It's really just a variety of games that I play. I don't have a consistent schedule for that, though.
Yeah, I get that.
That's about it for me.
All right. And then there's me. Hi, it's me, Aaron, aka Roshian. I'm the Dungeon Master. If you guys want to check out anything, much like our Patreon, or any of the former episodes of D60R, if you ever decide to want to catch up, hey, there is a link down below, and you guys can find the YouTube channel. We're actually about 10 people away from 1,000 subscribers, which is something I would be happy if any of y'all would join. And then also on top of that, if you guys are interested, I released the latest Cool or Cute video with Joe Cat yesterday. And it involved the last bit of episode 1. I'm going to be working on episode 2 this week and hopefully posting it next week. So keep your eyes out for that on the D60R channel. I also posted a video on my regular channel kind of talking about an open discussion about the content that I usually do create and some of my personal opinions and being a little honest, but that's neither here nor there. If you are interested in that, links are all down below, and I think that's it. That's all I got.
Please so.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Love each other, and hopefully, as always, see you next Sunday. Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.